I helped my boyfriend pack for his work conference while burning up with a fever, and then I found out the truth. Imagine packing your boyfriend's suitcase for his big work trip while you're burning up with a fever, only to find out that his work conference was actually a pool party, with another girl sitting right on his lap. Yeah, that happened to me. So, look, my name's Sydney. And until about a week ago, I thought my life was fine. My 2-year relationship with my boyfriend, Calvin, felt stable, predictable. But things had started to feel weird. You know those little things? The phone always face down. The way he'd get cagey about his schedule, blaming it on being slammed at work. It all came to a head when I got sick. And I mean sick. The kind of fever that makes your bones ache. I'm dragging myself to the kitchen for juice when my phone buzzes. It's Calvin. Hey, can you help me pack for my work conference tomorrow? Can't find my blue shirt. I just stared at the screen. Part of me wanted to say no, but the other part, the part that always wants to be helpful, just typed back, sure. I guess I hoped he'd hear how weak I sounded and tell me to rest. Nope. So there I am, half delirious, sorting his laundry while he's pacing my living room on a work call. I'm coughing so hard my eyes are watering, and he doesn't even look up. He just grabs the suitcase I packed for him, gives me a quick kiss on the forehead, and says, "Text me if you need anything." Not even a real goodbye. The next few days were a blur of bad TV and my mom offering to DoorDash me soup. Calvin sent a few texts, busy day, headed to dinner, but they felt like they were coming from a stranger. Then, 3 days in, I'm scrolling Instagram. I see I've been tagged in a story by this girl, Kira, who I barely know from college. I click on it, curious. It's a pool party. And then I saw it. In the background of a group photo, clear as day, is Calvin. Shirtless, sunglasses on, a drink in his hand, and a girl in a blonde bikini sitting on his lap. Not just near him. On him. Her arm is draped around his neck, and he's smiling that real unguarded smile he rarely showed me anymore. My brain just short-circuited. I zoomed in. Maybe it was the cold medicine. But no. Same watch. Same stupid tattoo on his shoulder. I scrolled through the rest of Kira's story. There he was again. And again. Definitely not at a work conference. I felt so dumb. I literally folded his shirts for this. I packed his toothpaste. My hands were shaking when I texted him. "Hey, are you at a pool party?" Hours of silence. I called. Voicemail. Finally, a text back. "Super busy. Talk later." That's when the anger hit. I called again. This time, he picked up, and I could hear music, people laughing. He sounded annoyed, like I was interrupting. I asked him flat out if he was even on a work trip. He laughed. He straight up laughs at me. And then he says it. The words that will be burned into my brain forever. He tells me that I'm comfortable, predictable. He says some people are for fun, and some people are for stability. I'm the second kind. He called me filler. She, he said, talking about the girl at the party, is who I celebrate with. You're just something to come back to when I'm bored. Then he hung up on me. I stared at my phone until the screen went dark, and then I threw it at the wall. For the next 2 days, I did nothing. I felt like an idiot. Then, I was scrolling online and saw he'd posted a throwback picture of us with the caption, "Good times." The nerve. That was it. I texted my best friend Brianna, and she just replied, "Get rid of his stuff. All of it." So I did. I filled 3 garbage bags with every stupid sneaker, every old hoodie, every last thing he owned. I called a rideshare, threw the bags in, and had them dropped outside his building. Then I texted him, "Your stuff's out front. Don't come here again." And then I blocked him. Everywhere. I thought that would be the end of it. Of course, it wasn't. 2 days later, he shows up at my work. Standing in the lobby, holding one of the garbage bags like some kind of sad clown. He starts yelling that I'm overreacting, that I'm making a scene. He tries to follow me inside, and I put my hand on his chest to stop him. He grabs my wrist. Hard. For a second, I just see red. I yank my arm back. Don't touch me. A security guard came over and told him to leave. Calvin stormed out, but not before kicking the bag so hard his stuff spilled all over the lobby floor. When I got home, there was a note taped to my door. In it, he called me a cold-hearted snake, and said he'd always thought I was too good to be interesting. Pick a lane, dude. I ripped it up. Then, the messages started. Mutual friends telling me I'd gone psycho. One girl even said I should have let him down easier. Easier. He dumped me from a pool party with another woman. Things got weirder. He started lurking around my building. One night, my dog started going ballistic. I looked through the peephole, and Calvin was there, drunk, banging on my door, yelling for me to let him in. He threw something, and I heard a crash. When he finally left, my flower pot was smashed all over the hallway. At that point, I was done being polite. I called building management. The next morning, as if I needed more, I got a call from work. Apparently, Calvin had messaged my old boss, asking if he should be concerned for my mental health. I was mortified. I felt like I was losing my mind. So, I moved. Just a few blocks away, but it felt like a different world. It was quiet. Peaceful. I thought I was finally in the clear. Then last Saturday, I come home from walking my dog, arms full of groceries, and I see him, Calvin, sitting on the floor outside my new apartment, head in his hands, crying. He looked awful. He starts begging, saying he made a huge mistake, that the other girl was nothing, that he has nowhere else to go. He reaches for my arm, and I just snap. I shove him off me. Get out. He grabs my wrist again, trying to push his way into my apartment. He's yelling that I ruined his life. And that's when I did it. I slapped him. Hard, across the face. He just stumbled back, shocked. For the first time, he looked like he finally got it. He picked up his bag and left without another word. I stood there in my doorway, watching him go, and I didn't feel guilty. I just felt quiet. The next morning, a note was slipped under my door. It just said, "Sorry." I threw it in the trash with the coffee grounds. I'm done being the filler. I'm done being the stable, predictable girl he comes back to. Honestly, I'm just looking forward to some long, boring, quiet days. Seriously, I have to ask, have you ever had to deal with an ex who just would not get the message? Tell me in the comments. I could really use the solidarity right now.